Hello, this is Jeffrey T. Fertiller. Welcome back to our channel, Service Management Leadership. Today's topic is one that is very granular for some and maybe big picture for others. It's the relationship between the change management process and configuration management process. These two are somewhat connected, and most people struggle with understanding the differences, but we'll address that at another time. This one is, how do we understand and how do these two processes work together to help us understand the changes to our CI baselines? So let me back up just a smidge. For each of our configuration items, CIs, within our CMDB, our Configuration Management Database, there should be a baseline, especially on the applications. The servers, they're physical infrastructure, so we know what they are. But still, even those baselines may have patch levels and things of that nature. But on your application CIs, there should be noted, hey, we're on version 4.123815, whatever, right? And so when we have that in our baseline, then we should be able to go look at all the changes and see if there's been any changes to reconcile against that baseline. In this video, the thought of this video came up because I see way too often where this sounds funny to some, and I don't like laughing at other people's pain, but they'll have a baseline their CI, there's for the CI in their CMDB, and it's like at 3.15. And then you go look through the changes, because within an ITSM tool, you can look at that CI and see all the changes based upon it. And then you go look at those changes and it says, yes, we upgraded a 6.3. How did we get there with that kind of baseline? It's because those two processes are not working together very well. And so whenever you think about standing up your CMDB in force, please consider and design how are we going to incorporate the reconciliation of our changes in our change management process into how do we keep up the CMDB and the CI baseline. Those two need to be dancing partners working together very well, because those two work together even before the change goes into production, right? It comes in from its request, and the configuration looks at the CI and what baseline is, and change looks at that CI and the runway, what changes are between now and then that could impact it, and we look at the potential impacts of those CIs, make sure we orchestrate the changes in so there's no disruption to the business. Those two need to be working well. And so I want to encourage you, all of the ITSM leaders and those within these two processes, to consider a regular, monthly, quarterly reconciliation of those two processes, even if it's doing spot checks, taking a sample of 10% and making sure those are in step. Because what will happen, and we've seen this, is it bites you. Because somebody looks in your CMDB and you're 3 versions behind, and they think that this CI, this change, will not impact this older version. But the newer one, it might. And so they don't know one way or the other. We've seen this way too much, especially when the newer version may have another relationship that is not captured because the older version did not. And so the reconciliation of those two processes needs to happen regularly in order to avoid disruptions in your environment. Change management, configuration management, both need to be in step with one another. This is Jeffrey T. Fertiller. I thank you for joining us today on another Service Management Leadership video. I ask that you like or share the video, subscribe to the channel, give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day. Bye.